My name is Wes Makahara. I'm with Makahara Wood Products, the manufacturer of Harmony brand long-length engineered flooring. So today we're going to be doing a presentation on how to repair scratches in our flooring, which is finished with Osmo brand German Hardwax oil. We've selected our Douglas fir flooring simply because it is the softest species of wood in our line of flooring. And what we're going to do today is show you how easy it is to repair scratches in flooring finished with Osmo. So I'm going to start off by grabbing a screw here, and I'm just going to put some scratches on both ends of this piece of flooring. Okay. And basically with Osmo, it's an extremely user-friendly product. And the one advantage of the Hardwax oil compared to your traditional polyurethane finish is with the Hardwax oil you can put layer upon layer of oil on top of each other. So unlike polyurethane, which you have to completely sand off to refinish, with the Osmo the advantage is that you can do spot repairs. So basically there are two ways to repair scratches in this flooring with the Osmo Hardwax oil finish. The first way is really it's just a very simple way of repairing scratches, but all you simply do is you get the oil itself, apply a little bit to the area where the scratches are, and I usually use a Scotch-Brite pad just to work the oil in a bit. But really what you're doing here is you're refinishing the area where the white scratches show. And typically it's the white scratches that really catch the attention, catch your eye. And that's what people don't like to see is the scratches. So the simplest way of repairing a scratch in Osmo is simply to just refinish those scratched areas. So what I've done is I've put some Osmo oil on, and now one of the more important things to do after you've applied the oil is just give it about a minute or so to soak in. But the most important step is to go back and make sure you back wipe off all of the excess oil. So I'm not sure how it shows on the camera, but basically from my view, if you take a very close look at the area that we scratched, you can still kind of see the scratches. But because the whiteness of the scratches has been refinished from, they're very difficult to see. The scratches no longer stand out. Now, the other way of repairing scratches is if the scratches really bother you and you want to completely get rid of them, the other method of repairing scratches is to actually sand out the scratches themselves and then refinish. So what we'll do is we usually start off with a lower grit sandpaper. I usually like to use an 80 grit. And you use the 80 grit sandpaper to try to get rid of the bulk of the scratches.
So an ordinary homeowner or layperson can do this quite easily. It's a very user-friendly finish and an easy process.
Okay, so we'll see if we've been able to sand out the scratches. Just take off the excess dust here. Yeah, you can still see a little bit of the scratching here. So really it's up to you how much effort you want to put into repairing the scratches, but you can just continue sanding until the scratches completely disappear. Now we've used the low grit sandpaper.
So now, Wes, you have sanded down to the bare wood surface?
Yes, this is down to the bare wood surface. And then before we refinish with the Hardwax oil, we started with an 80 grit, but you finish with a 120 grit sandpaper before oiling. Just to give it a nice smooth surface, you want to use a higher grit sandpaper. Now we want to make sure that we take all the excess dust off. Okay, so basically the scratch has been sanded out now. And to recoat, again, it's a very simple process. Just pour a little bit of the oil onto the sanded area. And again, you can use a Scotch-Brite pad or even just a sponge like this to spread out the oil.
So you're just buffing it into the surface?
Yeah, basically, yes. But actually the reason I like to use Scotch-Brite pad is it does have a little bit of abrasiveness, so you can kind of screen the surface
So
of
it
the...
takes off any loose fiber or any
that's
grain
right.
rays?
Yes, that's right, so you can just clean that up. Okay, so we've now recoated the floor, the sanded area. And you can just let it sit there for maybe a minute or so, because we have sanded down to the virgin wood. You want to give the wood some time to properly absorb as much of the oil as possible. And once you've done that, all you have to do is go back to the floor. I usually like to use these blue paper towels because they're very heavy duty. But the most important thing when you're refinishing with Osmo is to make sure you take off all of the excess oil. This is very important. And you can see here that the scratch has been repaired and refinished. Now this is just the first coat. When you go down to the bare wood, you do require 2 coats to properly refinish. With the original scratches that we didn't sand out, I only put the 1 coat on simply because it was just trying to fill the whiteness of the scratches with the oil again. But yeah, as you can see here.
When would I apply the second coat?
I would typically just let it dry overnight, let's say. You can just go back to it again and just put some more oil on. This would be your second coat the following day. Spread it out again.
Same process?
Same process, yeah. Spread the oil out. Let it sit for a minute or so, and then again go back to it with a blue paper towel or something, a rag even, just to back wipe. And again, the key is to make sure you take off all the excess Hardwax oil. So you can see here on this end, we've repaired the scratches by actually sanding the scratches out. And on the other side, again, I can see the scratches, but because the whiteness has been refinished, for the most part, the scratches no longer stand out. So, very user-friendly process.
Amazing finish.
Thanks,
Thanks, Wes. That was a great demonstration.